that'll be my point of view. Do it your way, master it. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm very conscious of telling people how to hold the ball. Only, but if their throw is in difficulty, then we'd have to have a look at it and see what we're doing. So normally we'd be at the right hand, dominant hand at the back of the ball, front of the ball, but I'd always look at the seams and I'd always probably place one finger on the valve. The reason why, there's always a valve on every ball. So and for me, especially when it was pouring rain, at least I'd have that little thing here that helped me get a good firm grip of the ball. Okay, because it wouldn't be a slip. So I'd always have one finger on the valve, and there was always my little finger. Other one as well, have a tight grip. The other one as well, you have to make sure we have a tight grip on the left hand as well, or your non-dominant hand. Okay, for example, all I want you to do is just flick it across. So get your fingers across. So it just isolates again your grip. Okay, so it gets your fingers moving. It gets you into your routine of getting that spin going, and we're literally gradually building it up before we get it over our heads. Okay, so that everything we do here, it shouldn't change. So we're doing the same thing. I know where my grip is. I do that in my routine, and all I'm doing is flicking it over. Okay. Make sure we're rolling off that. Get your fingers rolling off the ball. Okay. Nice. Okay, when you've 10 done, just stop. It's really, when you want to throw a ball consistently very well, at the start, you have to master your routine. You will be different than you all will have a different routine. Every one of you. Okay, and how you hold the ball, what you do with your feet, we'll speak about that later. But when I get the ball, you should know exactly where I hold it all the time. Why is that? Do you know why I do that? Consistency. And if something goes wrong, or if my throw tails off at the end, or I throw crooked, I then know what I did wrong. I'll be able to see what I did wrong. I'll be able to feel it anyway. But if I'm changing it all the time, if I don't do the same thing every single time, I will not be able to correct myself. 10 again, but I want you to make sure that you hold the ball in the same place every single time. Okay? Every single time. Whatever you do to put your hand in there, or whatever you do to remind you, like what I used to do, was actually the valve. That would tell me that I'm probably in the right place. More than likely I always was. But that would give me an idea that once I'm touching a valve, I'm there, but I'd always have a look to make sure it's good. Next one, I'm going to get guys, so we'll bring it over our head. So now that we've done this, we're going to bring it up over our heads. We're going to talk about what I need to do when I get to the line. So in my routine, I would look at my core. Everybody understand your core, what we're doing here. Okay, so your core, you'll have to engage your glutes, your legs, and in your core here. Why is that? So that we're not breaking here. And that's where we get inconsistencies as well. So you have to work really hard on your core. I'd have my feet outside, just slightly outside shoulder width. Okay, one thing as well I would always say, if you're split stance, I don't mind. Okay, if somebody's throwing, it's another one, it's personally, if someone is a split stance and is throwing fine, I would not push him into this. I get more square, that you're straight. If you're, feet apart. If you want to go split stance, just make sure that you're in line with your body. Your hips and feet are in line with your body. That's all. Okay, so if you do a split stance, it's no problem. After that, our core, our grip, where we hold the ball over our heads, and then our finish. Okay, so I used to always after you work so hard on the 5 or 6 components that it takes in your routine, I would always only have about 2 or 3 when it came to match day. Okay, because you think about it, after 60 minutes, when I've had about 20, could have been 10 scrums, 5 line outs, and you're blowing. You can't expect someone to get it to the line and it's a pressure throw and he's trying to get through 5 or 6 of his routine to all his checklist. Okay, main ones I would have always used is my grip. I'm firm in my ground and I'm looking at my target and I just finish. So all I'd be doing is finish, my grip, in the ground, finish. That's it. Stay stable in the ground. Why we say stable in the ground as well is that when we don't break, because once we break or if we move too much, inconsistencies again. Okay, so what I want you to do now, I want you to get a routine. If you haven't done it, try and pick 3 things in a routine of what you're doing now. Okay, so all I want you to do is do a grip the ball, put it over your head, do what you do and throw it over your head. So just on this, we're making sure, just for the exercise, I want you to just fling the ball. So if it's go back 7 meters, say 7 or 8 meters, and all I want you to do is try and hit it as hard as you can. Okay, do it harder. Why I'm saying harder? Because again, we're working on our grip and our flight of the ball. Lovely. Hit ball. The guys here on the line, I want you to go on your knees. Okay? Go on your knees. Why we're doing this, or why I like to do this, again it isolates it. So now we're isolating our core, okay, and our finish. So basically we break it down so now we can see when you're doing it with your partner, you can now look and see if his core is engaged. So what I don't want to see is, I don't want to see this breaking, okay, because if you see with some lads, when we break, I call it breaking, well it's when we lose our core here, what happens? Boom, we get a low throw. Okay, so when we're in your routine, when you stand up, big chest and head up. Okay, so in this, engage your core, your head up, head to the target and stay strong up and finish. Okay, go. Get that ball right through with your grip. Oh. Nice. So it's a good indicator, okay, that we need to engage our core. So glutes and core in this one. Because remember, why I'm doing this and why we talk about habits, I'm telling you now, it's a natural thing. When we get tired, when we start fatiguing, what do we revert back to? Always habits. Always. Because you don't have time to think, so you'll just revert back to your habits. So it's important that we understand our habits, know them, why we're doing them. Okay? And it's important that we build the habits early. When we're trying to get distance, we'll tend to start rocking. Okay, that's fine. You need to. And secondly, we'll probably come up on our toes. Okay? But try, the further back we go, that we're just rocking back and we're just coming up on our toes, but we should be able to come up on our toes and not move. Okay? So, up here where it is at 2, for example, and I just want you to hit a target. So what we're looking at here, I just want to see that guys are nice and firm in the ground and just banging it across and finishing their hands. Okay? Finish the hands to the target. Okay, for the exercise. Hands to the target. Okay, take 2 steps back. Again, you can do this with the lads on their knees. The stronger they are, and work the guys back with the distance. So for example, these guys can go on their knees, others can work back. Again, it just works your core on this. Okay, work back again, back again. Back further. Last 2 minutes. So when we get here, go on to the 15 for example. When we get here, it's going to be harder. So and it's really going to isolate our kind of finish, and just again making sure that we'll rock back and up on our toes the further we get back. Okay, on the 15 for example. If you need to, if you don't have the power, you'll rock back. Some guys are able just to fling it and do it. Okay, so if we want to get further distance, we will have to rock back. Nice. Not bad. It's just making sure, I'd always say, make sure you have a routine. Routine. Okay? If not, if there's issues, for example, with the flight of the ball or getting that, it's literally you have to bring the whole throw back again, making sure your grip is right. Okay? If you're not getting much of a spin on it, it might be a simple thing of bringing your hand further back in the ball. Okay? And working those fingers. Don't neglect them. Don't hand the ball. Right? Get the whole fingers through. Any questions? Good question. Some guys don't like, I would always say firm grip in both hands. Very firm. Okay? Because you see some lads who just kind of place their hand here, but I would be very present on the ball with both hands. Okay? Because they all serve a purpose. Okay? Same as kickers, same as anything. Same with anything you want to do or be very good at. It's just, you have to get through the reps, and I would work on it every day. Okay? Even at the start, I'd be nailing down my routine and going through it. Okay? And master that. Because you'll notice it, lads. I'm telling you, it happened to me. When you get to 60, 70 minutes, when you're so tired, you'll go to the line, you literally won't be able to think. So the more often you do your routine and know your routine, you won't even need to think about it when you get to a line. It'll literally be down to those things that I said, one or two things. I'd be literally kind of, I'd say finish, because I was inconsistent with my finish. So I would have just picked two words. I would say finish and my stance, because I moved too much when I got to the line sometimes. Okay, but before that, I would have worked extremely hard on my routine, because I didn't have one, you know. So and that's where my consistency got better. That's what you're going to revert back to. I'm telling you, I firmly believe that when we are tired, we revert back to habits. If we don't build big good habits, we'll be lost when the pressure comes on. You see it with kickers. You know what I mean? When they firmly believe in their routine. It's like that you make it bulletproof. And it's the same with the throw. You have to make it bulletproof, so that when the pressure comes on, you have no problem getting to that line and nailing the throw. All right?
All right, thanks Dennis. Cheers lads.
No
Thanks
worries,
very much.
no problem.